Shalom. Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to say call Alayim, Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakal Kadash, double honors to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone that taught us this truth. Shalom and salutations to the hopeful elect. Akim out there, spreading the gospel throughout the four quarters of the earth. In sincerity and truth, present our bodies as a living sacrifice as the scriptures teach us to do. All right, shalom to the very few sisters that do listen up as well. I'm the brother Yarmaya from the Great Millstone Chicago camp. Hey, basically coming back to you with another lesson. And this lesson is basically going into the basics of the scriptures. All right, and what I mean by the basics of the scriptures, I mean what we will refer to as Hebrews 101. All right, the name of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, its meaning, the laws, the statutes, the commandments, the basic knowledge of the prophecies, what's to come, who Jacob is, all right, who Esau is, and basically sticking to your roots, all right, humility, all right, the things that you really acquire when you first come into the truth and get rooted in your real first couple years. And while I go on the basics, I was thinking about that scripture in Timothy. It's in it's in 1st or 2nd Timothy. This is about the 3rd chapter and about the 14th verse. But it tells you, remember the things you were taught and being assured of by who you were taught them. I'm just paraphrasing it. But and these things, are vital. These things will save your life. Like the beloved Elder Malcolm always says, you can drown a man in milk. And it's of the truth. This is the milk of the scriptures. But the basics of the scriptures can save your life. That's why it says in the Apocrypha, it's better than him that have small understanding and fear the Lord than him who have a great wisdom, great understanding, and don't fear the Lord. Because there's no knowledge in the knowledge of wickedness. All right, as the Apocrypha also says in the book of Sirach. But at the same time, man, I just want to say, a lot of times you can find yourself in the truth, going deep, and there's nothing wrong with being deep, understanding the prophecies, understanding the dark sayings, understanding the deep parables, all right, the breakdowns, the history, going into the Hebrew, these are gifts, and certain men are more inclined in certain areas than others, but that's why we make up the body of the Lord. But as a man of the Lord, you want to be well-rounded and equipped for every aspect of the game, and Yahweh Shai, the Spirit will lead you with that, and you pray for that wisdom, because Yahweh Shai said it, I will give you wisdom in the mouth which they will not be able to gainsay nor resist, but the basics and the Hebrew 101, so to speak, in the times that we coming in to navigate through life, and until the times that we coming in, the basics are some of the best things to know. It'll keep you out of trouble. That's why the scriptures say a prudent man, considers all his ways. All right? Knowing that it's the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, that guide your steps. Proverbs 3 and 5. Trust in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai with all thy heart. Lean not into thy own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct your paths. Knowing these things, all right, will save your life and keep you away from folly. Keep you away from mischief, keep you away from sorrow, so to speak. You don't have to be a very deep person, all right, to be deep. Everything, and I was just going to the list of the basics of the Hebrews 101. Everything about this truth is deep, man. Knowing who Jacob is, knowing who Esau is, knowing the climactic time that we in. These are basic things that the average Israelite knows, but it's very deep. But once you know who your enemy is, hey, that'll save your life. You know how to abstain from certain foods, the pork, the shrimp, the crab, the lobster, etc. That'll save your life, man. Abstaining from adultery, knowing that the scriptures say he who commits adultery lacks understanding. These things will put you in a very vicious, graphic, horrible position. Knowing not to be a damn fruitcake. These are basic, plain things. The law, statutes, and commandments. Hey, that's why the Lord said, he had it written in the scripture, the law of the Lord is a lamp and a light. All right? This is our light. And this light, like I always says, a light could be a blinder or it could be a beacon. This light has blinded the whole world. You know, the truth of the matter when it comes to the scripture, it has blinded the whole world. They can't see it, man. As much as they try to see it, man, even simple things. Hey, knowing that a man can deal with more than one woman, man, that's a blinder to people. That's a stumbling block, you know. But a woman can't deal with more than one man. That's a blinder to people. That's a stumbling block. A lot of people, you know, cut off their mercy, they in their salvation just off little simple things like that. All right, knowing that the Lord only died for the nation of Israel, man, and it's coming back to deliver the nation of Israel. And when I say the nation of Israel, I say, hey, that's you know, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, who we refer to as Jake sometimes, or Jacob. You know, knowing that, that's deep. It's simple, and it's very simple. It's simple. It's to the, you know, to the wise. It's plain to the wise, but that's a bright light, you know. But it's a blind, it's a stumbling block, and those are just a few of many. But these things, you know, that the average Israelite know, the basics, you know, that help us navigate through daily life, man, is very powerful, man. I remember the elder apostle Ramlab saying that a long time ago, you know, that having this knowledge, you know, of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, waking up to this truth, this is the beginning of spiritual powers. And more and more and more and more through the years, I understand that, man, especially as time increases, man. And what does it say in Daniel or something to the matter? The knowledge shall increase, all right? And they shall run to and fro. And that's the time that we in. The knowledge is increasing, man. Here it is, the knowledge is increasing. But at the same time, you niggas are fucking dumber than ever. Dumber than ever. All right, the knowledge is increasing. You have deep things, you know, at the click of a button. You know, you have your history, your culture, the law, statutes, and commandments, Yahushua at the click of a button. You know, and you niggas are wrapped in the niggerdom, world star hip hop, and all this other bullshit, man. And that's gonna be a slap in your face when the Lord comes back, because you're not gonna have an excuse. Hey, but you know, going back to the point of the matter, hold on to the basics, Akim. The basics kill, man. And that's in any craft. That's in any martial art. That's in any sport, you know. That's in any function when it comes to building the body, you know. The basic things are your strengths, man. Hey, it's the base. It's what you build up off, man. It's your foundation, all right? And we understand what our foundation is, man. The humility, the laws, the statutes, the commandments. Hey, the name of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. You know, we use this wisdom. And that's why the scriptures say what? It talks about the beloved King David, all right, the king of Israel, the top man. It says what? He behaved wisely, all right, and it brought him reverence, you know. All you got to do is type in the scripture that King David behaved wisely, man. It'll show you that the house of Saul feared him. Everybody feared him, and they reverenced him, all right, because when you go into it, you know, the nature of King David, he was a very plain man, you know, just like Jacob, our forefather, all right. Israel himself was a plain man, dwelling in tents. Hey, but when you go into that, it says what? That plain goes into lacking nothing, and beauty, and physical perfection. But at the same time, these were just basic men, all right, who became great men through holding on to the simple things, man, of the scriptures, you know. Hey, look at Joseph, man. Joseph avoided one small matter. Our forefather Joseph, he avoided one small matter, and that's also a cut, you know, to you simple ass niggas, you know, because the laws really wasn't physically written then, you know, about going into adultery, but at the same time, it was an oral law, all right? It was the tradition held down. You know, Adam had the law, all right? The laws of the Lord were always around, but, you know, that's another lesson for another time. But our forefather Joseph understood what adultery was. What he avoided that situation, and it put him to be the top man in Egypt, and through that, he delivered, all right, the whole nation. Just off something that simple, something that basic, you know. Abstain. Hey, that's why the scriptures tell us to abstain from fleshly lusts, which war against the soul. It's power. All right, and holding on to these scriptures, man. But in these last times, man, remember the basics, man. You go too deep, you might drown. And we don't want to do that, man. We're trying to keep our head up. We're aspiring to keep our head above water. And these cruel, harsh times that's upon us, man. So we won't be the butt end of the joke when it comes to those judgments. Because, hey, man, this shit, hey, the Lord said it. He will mock at their calamities. And when that fear comes, hey, you niggas want to be jokes, the Lord gonna make your fucking ass a joke. Hey, but for the brothers out there, standing firm, man. Hey, remember those basics in this time, man. Hey, call aloud, Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. Hey, double honors to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone who taught us this truth, man. This truth is very vital, and everything I say is, I'm held accountable to that. This goes first to me. Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai is about the whole world accountable to his scriptures, man. To what he said to do and to not do in the scriptures, man. And we measuring up, man. The hopeful elect is doing their best to measure up, man. Hey, so once again, hey, call aloud me, how Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone. All right, who taught us the truth. To the hopeful elect, Shalom.